guys, hope you're doing very well. In today's video I'm going to talk about my subscribers' meaningful tattoos again. I have done one part of this video already. If you haven't seen that, long story short, basically I talk about my subscribers' meaningful tattoos. I always sit down and talk about good tattoos and the technique that goes behind them and the colour palettes and blah 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 blah, but I never really talk about meaningful tattoos, so I thought I'd involve my subscribers and talk about their meaningful tattoos, and it's just a good way for my rabbit to start drinking. Fantastic. Okay. If you hear rattling noises, it's just my rabbit drinking. I forgot what I was saying now. Fantastic. Great. But yeah, I thought it'd be a good idea to talk about meaningful tattoos instead of just like the artistic side to tattoos, which is what I love. I absolutely love the artistic side of tattooing, but it's good to see another side. So I basically asked my subscribers in my Facebook group, I made a post saying, hey, if you want to share your meaningful tattoos and the reason behind them, etc., then comment down below. It was very successful. I've had many posts on there, so I'm going through them. I've done it in order for this one. Normally I would pick at random so people feel like they haven't been left out or whatever, but for this one I'm just going in order just because it's easier for me to film and what have you. Sorry about this like line on my head, it's from my blind. There's like no way I can stop it, I don't think. Hang on. No. That's there for good. Anyway, might be a bit distracting, I'm so sorry. So the first tattoo that I want to talk about in this video is by Wendy. She said, this tattoo, Elmo, you're being a nuisance. Said that this tattoo is a tribute to Louis Zamperini. I'm saying that wrong. He was an athlete and World War II soldier. He was taken as a prisoner in the Japanese camps and he was persecuted every single day, but he survived. After the war, when he was old, he forgave the Japanese soldiers who had hurt him and opened the Japanese Olympic ceremony in 1998. Whoa, this is so cool. By carrying the Olympic torch. I just admire him so much and everything he's been through. This tattoo reminds me that I can take it and I should never give up. The fact that he survived everything he's been through means that I can survive everything as well. I love this. This is so unique. I've never seen someone get a tattoo for someone else that's like, I don't know, like a figure. Like obviously people have, but like hearing the story, I didn't know of Louis Zamperini. I'm not aware of him at all. Like there's a message behind it, but she's also honouring someone that is a massive inspirational figure. That's cool. This is like inspiring, and I don't know. Thanks for sharing that, Wendy. That was so cool. The next one is from Samantha. She said, I got this tattoo a few weeks ago after my dad died from cancer. Oh my god. I had thought of getting it before he got diagnosed, but I'm glad I waited to get it. Nearly 2 years now. My dad was a fisherman and the anchor represents him, anchor of the family, and the 3 roses represent me, my mum and my brother. Oh my gosh, Samantha, I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm in the same kind of boat as you, well was 4 years ago. My mum passed away from cancer 4 years ago, so I couldn't, it's a horrible thing to see the person that raised you to go through that and to, I don't know, just go downhill and not go downhill, how do I word this? It's just not nice, so I want to give you a hug. The next one is from Rachel. She said, my aunt Jane died 10 years ago last month due to cervical cancer. Oh my gosh. And she was my best friend growing up. I knew I had to have some way of keeping her forever, so I thought I'd tattoo Thumper and flowers since she was a florist, and every time she babysat we watched Bambi. I still miss her. Oh Rachel, I'm so sorry for your loss. God, cancer is just like the worst thing. I don't care what anyone says, obviously war is bad too, but cancer just like, it's ruthless, like it doesn't care. It will take the kindest, sweetest people ever. It's horrible. Like you think of all the horrible people in the world and how they're still walking around, you know, healthy, and then all these nice, kind, sweet people get diagnosed with this horrible disease, and it's not nice. It's really The next one is from Jen. She said, my baby girl Jasmine, she's the only pet I've ever had. I got her when I was 5 and I'm almost 21 now. She's the sweetest little idiot. I love that. And I know there's a likely she won't live much longer and I won't be with her in her dying days because I'm travelling, so I have her forever with me on my skin and in my heart. That is so sweet. I love that so much. Ooh, a pumpkin. This is from Melissa. She said, I got my pumpkin tattoo this past weekend by Nick Clattenburg in Dartmouth, Massachusetts, US. It signifies my son who has a pumpkin birthmark and was born in October October. That is so cute and so cool at the same time. That's the kind of birthmark I would want in my life. Like, imagine if I had that, I would just be the spookiest person of all time. I love Halloween. The next one is from Sarah. She said, I have my dad's writing, which was from a letter that my mum found. My dad died from pancreatic cancer 3 years ago. Oh my gosh, I can't believe there's so many of you guys that have gone through the same thing as me. Like, I don't know, when you lose someone to a disease or whatever, like, you do feel alone. Like, I've never really talked about it in depth or whatever, but you do feel alone. Like, I always feel like I'm someone with no parents. Like, I always feel like I'm the only one with no parents. I know I'm not, but like, when you're living in it, you do feel kind of like you're the only person that, and no one understands, because everyone around you has parents and stuff. So she goes on to say, so I also got the flowers for him. They mean a lot to me. I was a complete daddy's girl, so it's really hard living without him. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. This one's a tough one. This was tough. Next one is from Catherine. She said, my foot tattoo. The anime character is a mad scientist called Washu from an anime called Teki Mayu. I am butchering that, I apologise. Which is based on the nickname my grandma gave me as a child, based on one tough similarity. The test tubes exploding represent the time that I nearly blew up my Uncle Ian's. He was also my science teacher because I grew up in a small town. Science class. Oh my god. I got this done in December, the moment I found out that my uncle got terminal cancer. Oh my gosh. And he lost the ability to walk. After Christmas he nearly walked again, only to be taken away from us in February. Writing that last part has been quite hard. Oh my gosh, I can't even, I don't know, like, I've gone from feeling like, because I see so many people surviving cancer and stuff like that, I always feel like I've always been like the unlucky one to lose my mum type thing. I know this, I shouldn't make this about me, but I don't know. It's just like, wow, like, other people do go through it and they're close to me also. Like, you guys watch my videos, I feel like you guys are like my friends and stuff. And to know that other people out there feel the same way as I do, maybe, like the whole feeling like, why is this happening type thing. And even though what happened to my mum was 4 years ago, I don't know, it's just, oh, I don't know. Okay, moving on. This one is from Becky. I'm probably saying your name wrong, I'm so sorry. It's Beque. Becky? She said, so this doesn't look at its best due to only having it 3 days. Girl, it looks fantastic. I don't know what you're worried about. The line work is amazing. And then she carries on saying, but this is probably one of the only and most meaningful tats I have. When my granddad passed, he was obsessed with pigeons. We always had this one pigeon that sat and watched us, and one time it was tapping on our window, so I got a dove because dove and pigeons are related, and I thought it was a bit more delicate than the daffodil is his birth flower and my grandma's favourite flower. The breast cancer bow is my grandma's, and the love heart in red because it's my grandma's and dad's favourite colour. Tried keeping this short, but it's mahusibly failed and ended up being an essay, but I need a name for him. Okay, we need to help Becky, but let's help name this dove. Leave your suggestions down below. The next one is from Lauren. She said, I got my grandfather's signature on my wrist. My dad wasn't the best and my grandfather were always a big part of my life. My grandfather fought in World War II, the Korean War and the Vietnam. He said in brackets, after re-enlisting so his son wouldn't have to go. Oh my gosh, that is a selfless act. Holy cow. And right before I was born he was diagnosed with mouth and throat cancer. Oh my gosh. This video is a tough one. He ended up having surgery 2 months before I was born and had half of his tongue removed. So while I was learning to talk, he was relearning. I helped him and he helped me. I had to translate for him. He was the most precious man and overcome so much. It was the least I could do after he did so much for me. Oh my god. Don't get sweaty-eyed now, Lauren. Oh, that one is, I don't know why, that's just so tough because I don't want to keep making this about me. I'm not going to cry on YouTube. I'm not going to cry. Holy shit. I never met my mum's dad because he had cancer, also lung cancer. So I never got to meet him, but he wanted grandchildren so much and he died, I think it was like 4 years before I was born. And he was like desperate for grandchildren and stuff, and I just wish I could have met him so badly because like he just seemed like, the stories I've heard about him, I don't know, I just wish I could have met him type thing. Like Lauren's story, I can relate to it a little bit, but she like met her granddad and stuff and she helped him and he helped her, and Oh my gosh. The next one is from Daisy. She said, my Bowie tattoo, Life on Mars, one of the first good songs I listened to as a kid. Very much still my idol. There's not a Bowie song that I don't like. Love this. This is so cute. And it is like the epitome of David Bowie. He's just like colourful and elaborate, and God rest his soul. The next one is from Alexandria. She said, this tattoo was done as a memorial to my best friend. She passed away in 2016. Around this time she had an espion tattoo on her thigh, and I was going to get a matching Umbreon one. I'm saying that wrong, I'm so sorry. When she passed, I decided to get both a yin and yang style, as she completed me and she was my other half, the light in my dark. I miss her so much. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for your loss. Oh my gosh, you guys have been through so much. Like, my heart literally physically hurts right now. The next one is from Daniel. He said, I got a semicolon tattoo. It was my very first. The semicolon is used when a writer can stop a sentence, but he or she chooses to continue the sentence. So it's a mental health tattoo. The idea is mine. It's part of a big project that is called the Semicolon Project. I'm aware of that. It's a very cool project, and I'm glad there is something out there for people to say, hey, you know, I'm going through some things, but I'm fighting it. And it's a good way of showing that to the world and being like, hey, I'm a tough cookie, I can do this, I can get through this, and I'm gonna have bad days, I'm gonna have good days. And I love the whole Semicolon Project, I really do. The next one is from Becky. She said, my only tattoo, I should say first because I'm hooked. My children are getting older and more independent, and it's seriously tugging on my heartstrings. I got this arrow to remind me that children, like arrows, are not meant to be held back forever. They have to be released so they can launch into the world and fulfill their purpose. A reminder, I'm not raising children, I'm raising adults. I love that. That is such a cool meaning. I love this tattoo also. It's really black and saturated and bold. The next one is from Becca. She said, this is a picture turned tattoo of me and my sister. It was taken while we were younger at a local theme park, and those were always really great memories. We got these matching. I'll post the picture in a comment. Oh my god, that's so cool. That is literally the coolest thing. It's like a little, like, not silhouette, but it's just like an outline type situation. I don't know, but it's like a simple take of the photo. I'm all about that. That is so cool. The next one is from Alex. He said, sorry for the angle. It's fine, don't worry. I said, okay, this is my new tattoo. It's basically healed now. The meaning of the tattoo is the famous quote, the lonely wolf. Because from the age of 8 until 19 years old, I didn't have my parents with me. They were forced to go find work in another country. Oh my gosh, because we struggled with money, and I was left with my uncle. I did see my father every year, but only 3 weeks. And in 11 years, I've only seen my mother only 3 times. Oh my goodness. So I consider that the wolf is my soul animal because I've kind of felt lonely all my life. That is so heartbreaking. I don't know what to say to that one. Okay, so I'm going to read one more for you guys. I feel like this one has been kind of heavy, so I don't want to make this too long. The next one is from Levi. She said, this is the same tattoo I posted in the Good Tattoos thread, but I'm so proud of it, I'm going to post it again. That's fine, Levi. Don't worry. She said, I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder when I was 17, and I've been on and off medications since. I also struggle loads with self-harm, and this tattoo covers up my scars. It's a visual representation of a quote by C.G. Jung, which is, no tree, it is said, can reach up to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. The symbol of the middle is a sigil I made myself, which means I am not afraid. I now haven't self-harmed in 6 months, and I'm so proud of my tattoo as it represents everything I've overcome and how I'm continuing to grow. I love that so much. Levi, I'm so proud of your recovery. You guys go through some things, I swear. Oh my god, I can't. You're all so very brave and inspiring, and honestly, thank you so much for sharing all of this with me and allow me to share your story, and hopefully this breaks up the stigma of all tattoos are tacky, useless bits of ink on skin. Like, they are so much more than that, and obviously we all appreciate and love the artistic side of things, but they can really help someone. Also, they can help someone get over a death or a tough time in their life, or represent the struggle they've been through. Like, they are so much more than ink on someone's skin. There are so much more, and even if you get tattoos for the art side of things, that is a good thing too. Like, I'm with you on that one. I have meaningful tattoos, and I have tattoos because, hey, I fucking wanted them. Yeah, I just wish people could see what we could see, you know? I hate just whatever. Anyway, thank you again so much, and until my next video, I hope you guys are all doing very well, and until then, bye.